Now, with Kendrick Lamar, all of the clout chasers and noise crashers are going to have to try a lot harder to take down the current king of hip-hop, because from commercials to collabs to a tease from one of the closest sources to Kendrick Lamar possible, and then another tease from somebody even closer right now. Kendrick Lamar is about to silence all of the noise in rap and leave us with one and one thing only, which is going to be new music now. Before we go any further into how we know this and what exactly Kendrick Lamar is going to be dropping, be sure to leave a like and subscribe. It helps me out a ton, and as this is really going to be a special one, and it's so clear that Kendrick Lamar is Kendrick's new music, only going to be doing a lot more from here, really be sure to leave that. And so, now with that said, when it comes to Kendrick Lamar, I mean seriously, with all of the chaos in hip-hop right now, we are somehow at a point where, despite Kendrick Lamar giving us a new album not that long ago, from more disses from the same old losers, to being betrayed by people who used to be around him, and who have worked with him in the past. I mean, when you look around at the current state of hip-hop right now, it really seems like as Kendrick is ascending higher than almost any other rapper has ever been. And really in the larger portion of the music industry, he's jumping higher than most artists as a whole. As well, it seems like there is so much jealousy and disdain about everything he is accomplishing that really at this point the only way to silence all of these crash simultaneously is going to be to answer it with nothing else than music. And now, fortunately for us, what we are about to find out very soon is that this is exactly the case, because right now, with every single sign and hint that we can find, we definitively know that there is something very big that is about to come from Kendrick Lamar and the West Coast. And he is about to deliver it very soon, because really, with the way Kendrick's fellow collaborators and friends are talking right now, it really seems like we are about to get something that is just going to take what we have already seen to the next level. And already with Kendrick from the Gatorade campaign, which he is the first artist to ever be in the actual commercial, with the signature Gatorade sweat. And then after that, to now becoming an ambassador for Chanel, which is also something that a rapper has never done. It seems like all of these other milestones in the grand scheme of things are about to be overshadowed by something that we could have never expected. And now, the reason why we know that something is really coming over everything else and how it is indeed going to be new music are all from the words of people in Kendrick's camp themselves, as first off with none other than pretty much the spokesperson and ambassador for the entire West Coast as a whole, in DJ Head during the most DJ Head recent episode of his show. The bigger picture, he made a major announcement before Kendrick's tour even started. And now what he did was tell everybody that it's about to be a great week in hip-hop, and he told everybody that no matter what, make sure you stay on stream. And now with this, well, first off, with somebody who has inside secrets about what's going on with Kendrick Lamar saying anything like this, it already speaks volumes. But then even greater than that, we managed to get even more confirmation about what he was actually alluding to and what's going on with Kendrick behind the scenes, as none other than the MC who has been as close to Kendrick for his entire career as you possibly can be. In none other than Ab-Soul released a cryptic post saying, "The gods are back, be afraid," and now with DJ Head replying and quoting this, which clearly shows that he knows what soul is talking about, and then DJ Head also posting a picture of tiramisu on a menu, which is of course a nod to the Kendrick Lamar snippet that everybody has been waiting for him to release since the GNX trailer. I mean, with all of these clues from DJ Head and Ab-Soul, and just with the general chaos around the rap game, we can put together that Kendrick Lamar is going to be coming with something new. And now what he is about to release really seems like it's about to be something that I don't think any single one of us expected. Because really, with the way everything is lining up and how things are being hinted to what it looks like we are about to immediately get, is not just any Kendrick Lamar set of music or album at that, but we really may end up getting what is one of the most anticipated hip-hop projects of this entire era. With everything that's coming out, It seems like we are about to see the reunion and continuation in the musical canon of none other than Black Hippy, because really with the way Soul is posting, which look at the emphasis on how he is clearly talking about not just one person, which would be Kendrick, but multiple, and then again with DJ Head adding the eyes to that, which clearly shows that he knows exactly what Soul is referring to. Here, it really seems like we are about to see Kendrick Lamar, Schoolboy Q, Ab-Soul, and J-Rock reunite with new music for the first time in almost a decade, and now adding to this idea that really what Kendrick is about to do is going to be a Black Hippy reunion, is the fact that when we actually dive into the music and the signals he's sending there with the TRS snippet, which now he is performing on tour and of course has still not released, from the lyrics there which clearly reference J-Rock, Schoolboy Q, and Ab-Soul to even GNX as an album, which while addressing and continuing so many different storylines and threads of Kendrick Lamar's career, on the flip side of that, it opened up questions about where Kendrick and the guys he came up with are at and if their creative relationship will ever resume, as Kendrick talked about how he fell out of touch with Black Hippy and how they were not able to release more music and put out that long-awaited body of work on the Herard 6. And I mean, with Kendrick the future now really seeming like he set something up on the Horror Part 6, when you look back at it, and then again, the snippet itself, which leaves the space that we have never heard, which ends so abruptly, and now, very well, one of the reasons why this could be is because Kendrick hasn't just wanted us to hear what he has to say next yet, but also because it's a much bigger track with 3 other MCs, and so, now with all of this really with where everything is at that we are seeing right now, it seems like whether we get a song, an album, or an EP, or any sort of project at that point, the next move for Kendrick Lamar, and what is going to make the most sense is going to be to stand next to the MCs that he has been with for the longest time in his career. And really, when you put that into perspective, it starts to make the most sense in terms of where he could go next, and why he is going to be doing that. Because even when you look at how Kendrick Lamar has been moving recently, and how some people on Drake's side of the genre are now trying to spin things to make them look a certain way, and just discredit Kendrick in any single possible manner they can, if Kendrick ends up popping back out with the guys who he came up with in the first place and in any capacity is working and releasing music with Schoolboy Q, J-Rock, and Ab-Soul, that is literally the most hip-hop thing you could ever do. And really what it's going to do in this time is show that no matter what and how you try to put it, even the biggest haters are going to have an impossible time trying to discredit and criticize Kendrick Lamar, because really simultaneously, he is going to be pushing hip-hop and what a rapper can do to heights that they have never reached, which is what we are already seeing with the Chanel collab, the Gatorade collab, and even with the Stadium tour, and of itself, which are just all things that either no rapper has ever done or few rappers and artists have ever been able to pull off. And now at the same time as all of this, by linking up with then 3 of the most respected MCs you can, which just off the sheer principle of it itself, is going to show that you never switched up on the guys who you were with. Day one, Kendrick is just going to be the ultimate representation of hip-hop. Really, not just right now, but in any era you want to put him in. And when you think about all of this and where we are at this point with Kendrick Drake, and really just everything in the genre, this just shows you how well thought out everything is for Kendrick Lamar. Because when it comes to every single thing he wants to accomplish, in this time where he is now the far and in command leader of hip-hop and one of the top people in the industry as a whole, as with all of the success that Kendrick is seeing from his hard work now, really he's so successful that even artists who were featured on GNX themselves are trying to discredit the guy and take him down. And really as a whole, since Kendrick Lamar started his tour, there has been this whole new wave of criticism because people are just crashing out because he is now so successful. And within that success, you can now see the direct result of it, because with people at these shows, that cannot be invalidated anymore. I mean, overall, with Kendrick Lamar being the type of person he is, and on GNX and whacked out murals, specifically he showed that he was expecting this entire wave of people who don't like him to come with the success that he is seeing. having new music that is going to feature in some capacity. The guys who he came up with is really just going to silence everybody in every single way, and now as it's pretty clear what's next. When we take a closer look and consider what DJ Head was saying and hinting at, as well as what Absol has released, we are actually going to see these MCs for the first time together on new music very soon. The question remains, however, what will actually happen when these guys reunite, and what Kendrick's next move will be, as he could release the Tiramisu snippet, which could feature all of them and be a moment in and of itself, or he might wind up working with them on music that will be included in the GNX Deluxe, the GNX 2, the extended version of the record, or whatever that is going to be called, and that's going to be what's next on the plan, or best case, and I think what's going to happen, because I still do think we are going to get more solo work from Kendrick Lamar and the actual GNX era very soon, is that we maybe end up getting a Black Hippie album right now, and we get some sort of a full-length group experience with Kendrick Lamar, Schoolboy Q, J-Rock, and Absol. And I do think, considering how far of a place Kendrick is at in terms of where he is in the throne, with and because of how high up in the industry he now is, they are going to want to see more releases from him. I think now is an absolutely perfect time to release a project like this and really just expand his reach and artistry with the first ever full-length collab he will ever do, especially because if Kendrick's working on more solo music and wants more time to do that, or is just planning another experience altogether, if he wants to add to his catalog and keep putting out music that is going to continue to tell the most important story we ever have from a rapper and address all of these crashs in the rap game, and silence everybody who is trying to take down the current king, there is going to be no better way to do this than by rapping alongside some of the closest people you could ever be with on a track. And so, overall with this, and with all of the discourse going on in hip-hop currently really at this point, just keep your eyes on what's going on, and any possible news that is going to come from the industry and Kendrick's camp specifically. And now as we wait and speculate to see what Kendrick Lamar is going to do next, and how he's going to respond to everything that's happening at this point, all we can do is just follow what DJ had said and stay on stream until something actually happens and the genre changes once again when Kendrick does something new. And so now with all this said, let me know, what do you think about the possibility of Kendrick Lamar releasing new music as soon as this week? And who do you think is going to end up actually being featured, and what type of projects do you think this is going to be? And are you actually convinced that we are finally going to get that Black Hippie reunion? Now I can't wait to hear what you have to say about all of this, and now, if you made it to this point in the video, be sure to leave a like and subscribe. It helps me out a ton. And now if you want to see our write-in, this time with all these crashs going on, Drake fans just showed that they are the worst thing in hip-hop right now for what they just did. Check out the suggested video.